What we are seeing as space, in my experience, is a consequence of time. Time has given birth to space. And our sense of time is essentially because of cyclical movements, otherwise we don't know time. Right now people are sitting here, well, if this goes for an hour and a half, two, they're okay. It doesn't matter what great truths you talk, if it becomes 4 hours, they will slowly slip out.
Yeah.
Because not the clock, their bladder keeps time.
Yeah.
Their backside keeps time, their lower back keeps time. Suppose they didn't have a body, we took away their bodies, then if we sat here for 2 million years, they have no problem. We as physical beings are a consequence of time, which is essentially cyclical movements of physical material. We are a consequence of that. If we rise above our physicality, there is no sense of time in us. This is what, unfortunately, the Western observers are saying is trance. Somebody has risen above his physical state. Now, he sits here, you think he's sitting here whatever number of days, but he, in his experience, he's sitting for a few moments. It's a living experience for me in my life. Then there are any number of people who've gone into deeper processes where if you make them sit in a certain state, they don't know any sense of time, time just like that. So, how much impact? When I said you can either get crushed by time, or you can be trapped by time, or you can be liberated by riding the time, how deeply you're identified with your physicality, that's how much power time has over you. If you're not so physically identified, there are some people, their stomach tells them all the time when to eat, when to go to the bathroom, when they should go again. In the office, you will see many of them in 8 hours of work are going to the bathroom 4 to 5 times and going to eat and drink another 5 times, because completely ruled by the body. If suddenly you became more interested in something else, you don't know when to eat, when to pee, when not to do, because bodily influence on you, the power of the body is gone. Once the power of the body is gone on you, the power of time is gone on you. So if you're completely free from that, you're beyond time process. But how do we come to this? We look at human body as a construct like this. There is a physical body which is an accumulation of the food that we have eaten. This is the hardware that we built. There is a software which you're calling as a mental space, is it? I'm sorry, mental space. It's a mental body, we call that also as body. We're calling everything body, all the 5 aspects we call it as body because body means you can observe, you can learn. Space is a vague thing. So there is a mental body, there is memory and information and intelligence right across. So the mental body, this is the software. Hardware, software together can do nothing unless it's plugged into power. So the third layer, we call this as the pranamaya kosha or the energy body. So it's plugged in and these things are functioning. Most human beings live their life between physical, mental bodies. Very rarely there may be little bit of experiencing the pranic body or the energy body. The next dimension of the body is called Vijnanamaya kosha. Vijnana literally means is, jnana means to know, jnana means to know. Vijnana means it is a combination of 2 words, vishesh jnana. That means an extraordinary knowledge. Extraordinary knowledge means anything that we don't perceive through our sense perception, but we perceived it. Then we call this vishesh jnana or vijnana. So this Vijnanamaya kosha, for lack of English words, some people describe it as the etheric body. What this means is, it's a transitional body. Between physicality and non-physicality, there's a transition. So now, from what you are saying, because I'm not much of a scientist by any standards, so what I perceive is, science is little bit putting its tentacles or its… what do you call this, the cockroach things? Antenna.
Antenna.
You're putting your antenna into Vijnanamaya kosha, but not able to enter. The 5th layer of the body, we call it as bliss body, not because there's a bubble of bliss inside. simply because we do not know what is its nature. Because it's not physical at all, we cannot define by any word or describe it by any description. When we touch it, our experience becomes so blissful. So we are saying this is bliss body. We are not saying that is the nature of that. We are saying when we touch it, we eat something and we say it's sweet. Because sweet is our experience. That is not the nature of what it is. This is our experience, so we call it bliss body. From what you are saying, I see that you are nibbling at Vijnanamaya Kosha. But to cross it, if you don't come out of the other day I called it a dungeon, today I will remain into foundation. The foundations of logic you must cross. Because logic can function only with two, this and that. Without that, you cannot. Now, these two things have gone till here, it needs to become like this. So somebody married, time and space, that needs to happen within us. This marriage of time and space or merger of time and space can only happen if you transcend your physical nature. Otherwise, it will not go there.
The five kosas, physical, energy, mental, etheric and bliss bodies, offer an opportunity to explore our true nature and to become more in tune with our inner selves. By practicing the five kosas, we can gain clarity and insight into our lives and our relationships. We can also become more connected to our true essence and to our highest potential. Benefits of five kosas. Practicing the five kosas can have many positive benefits for our health and well-being. By exploring the different layers of your being, you can gain greater insight into your life and become more in tune with your true self. You can also become more connected to your inner peace and your higher potential. The five kosas are a powerful tool to help you to cultivate balance in your life. By exploring each layer, you can gain clarity on how to move forward and how to make positive changes in your life. You can also become more aware of your thoughts, emotion, and belief, shape your experience of life. Practicing the five kosas can also help you to reduce stress and to cultivate inner peace. It can help to bring balance to your body, mind, and can help you to become more connected to your higher self. Practicing the five kosas. Let's look at how we can practice them. The first step is to become aware of the five kosas and to become familiar with each layer. We can do this by taking the time to explore our physical, mental, wisdom and bliss bodies. The next step is to practice the five kosas regularly. We can do this by incorporating yoga postures and breathing techniques into our daily practice. We can also use mindfulness and meditation to explore each layer and to become more in tune with true nature. Finally, we can practice self-care and self-love. This is an important part of the practice and it can help us to cultivate balance in our lives. We can do this by taking time for ourselves and by being kind to ourselves. Difference between kosas and chakras. Although they are both related to the practice of yoga, there is a key difference between kosas and chakras. The kosas are the five layers of our being that exist within us, while the chakra are energy centers located throughout our body. The chakras are believed to be responsible for regulating energy flow in the body and can be balanced through various yoga practices. By working with both kosas and chakras, we can gain greater insight into our true nature and cultivate balance and harmony in our lives. How koshas are related to yoga? Koshas are closely related to the practice of yoga. The 5 koshas represent the physical, energetic, mental, intuitive, and blissful aspect of our being. By understanding and exploring these layers through the yoga practice, we can gain insight into our true nature and cultivate greater balance and harmony in our lives. Through yoga postures, breath work, meditation, and other practices, we can learn to access each layer of our being and use them to bring greater peace and contentment into our lives. Each kosha has its distinct character and properties. At times, we may experience the physical body, at other times, the energetic body, and at other times, the mental or intuitive body. When we are experiencing one of these bodies, we may lose touch with others, which may leave us feeling unbalanced. By practicing yoga, we can learn to integrate all of these bodies and experience wholeness and harmony within ourselves. The 5 koshas in yoga offer an opportunity to explore our true nature and to become more in tune with our inner selves. By practicing the 5 koshas, we can gain clarity and insight into our lives and our relationships. We can also become more connected to our true essence and our highest potential. So, I encourage you to start exploring the 5 koshas and unlock the power of yoga. Take the time to explore each layer and become more in tune with your true self. Cultivate balance in your life and become more connected to your joy, your inner peace, and your highest potential.